Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for August 24th, 2017. Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. So far, we're still coiling up right now. Very, very tightly coiled price action. Price did indeed pull back to the mid, came as low as 36s, and still bounced here in overnight trading. We talked about the fact that price could pull back to 40 and as low as 36, and that pullback would want to be defended by bulls for a shot at seeing a continuation into 59, 64, and 74. And so right now, we're seeing bulls come in and defend those 36s and reject prices below the previous session's low. Given the current upswing, this pullback provides an opportunity for bulls to defend and squeeze one more again. But right now, we're basically trading in a very narrow range, very, very choppy, kind of like this over here. It's very difficult to really get in this zone here, and at some point we will see a major continuation. Perhaps this is the beginning of that, but again, because of the nature of this range, I'd be very, very cautious here. Expansion can easily go in either direction, but right now the expected direction is to the upside, especially given the defense down here. If you look at the intraday time frame really quickly here with the ES, one thing you'll notice is the rejection of the previous session's lows. That's always something that's very important to watch for. Here's the previous session's low right there. Price drops down below weekly VWAP, pops back above, makes VWAP support, pops back above, and just starts working higher. So right now, VWAP sloping up, everything kind of pointing up, pullbacks to be defended, R3 sloping higher. That all suggests a little bit more upside here, at least in the near term. We are coming into resistance at about 48s, but this thing could continue to push higher here. So short term, swing is up as long as bulls can continue to keep that 36 to 40 bid. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now crude, in the higher time frame, what you'll notice with crude here is that it continues to also be very, very tightly coiled right near the center of a compression here, chopping around value. And recently, price popped up, formed a lower high off 49s and dropped a little bit, but really hasn't dropped to new lows. Instead, it's really kind of stayed right in this area. Again, I mentioned to our trading room that crude just hasn't been what it had been before. It's very choppy, very erratic. Not great pace and tempo, not like great movement here. We've had a couple of one-day moves, but overall we've mostly stayed inside the range, and that's indicative of an energy building phase here. And again, very similar to the ES, we could be looking at expansion at some point down the road. Above 49 would retest recent highs. Failure to get above 49, and you're looking at a move back down. So right now, very difficult to play overall. So I'm going to continue to watch crude oil. We also have the NQ here. The NQ looks very similar to the ES in that it's bounced recently, boom, after rejecting 2-week lows. The pullback was also defended. We talked about the pullback coming in toward the midpoint of the previous range. That was 58.38. Price didn't quite get there yesterday. It got into about 41s or so, but today we got down a little bit lower into about 29. Failed to hold below the low and is now pushing up a little bit. So again, this type of behavior typically implies more swing move upside, and so we could be looking at a continuation into 59.07 and 59.4275. But again, we're still tightly in the range, building energy, and at some point here we could see expansion. So again, I'd use a little bit of caution here with the current formation. Lastly, the one that we've had on the books that's been really, really significant has been the rejection in GC. Very nice rejection day here last Thursday. We've had 4 days of absorption. Look at this, 4 days of inside days. Typically speaking, again, this is what I mentioned. This is what you want to see if you're absorbing in a bear, and you want to see price start to break some lows. Because if that doesn't happen, all of these bears that came in to defend will start to get their stops run above 1300. So right now, this is about the end of the road here. Bulls trying to run the stops above 1300. Bears trying to keep that zone offered and pushing some stops below 85s. So if gold can finally push below 85s, that could spark a nice little return back down. Otherwise, above 1300 breaks this idea. So we have Jackson Hole Symposium here beginning Today, running Thursday through Saturday, we have Janet Yellen speaking tomorrow morning at the symposium, 9 a.m. Central. So we have a few things that may be a catalyst heading into the afternoon and into the weekend here. So we'll see how it plays out overall. So that's it for now. Have a good day trading, and I'll see you soon.